I am not a smoker. I don't ever plan on being a smoker. But do I need to worry about others who do smoke? Absolutely. I believe the laws need to be changed to make smoking in public illegal. Secondhand smoke harms children, adults, and everyone around. Not all preventable measures will work in keeping ourselves safe from these smoking effects. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention states that secondhand smoke is smoke that comes from burning tobacco, which includes cigarettes, pipes, and cigars. It also includes the smoke that has been exhaled by whoever is smoking. It also says that the smoke contains more than 7,000 chemicals. Hundreds of those chemicals are toxic, and 70% of the chemicals can cause cancer. When it comes to secondhand smoke, children are the innocent victims. It isn't their choice if they're exposed or not. They become victim to the environment. The CDC said there's no risk-free level of exposure to secondhand smoke. Even being exposed for just a minute can prove to be harmful to your health. When a child is in a home with someone who smokes, they don't understand the risks that cause everyone else. Even if they did, what can they do about it? Nothing. The CDC said that smoke can cause ear infections, frequent and severe asthma attacks, respiratory problems like coughing, sneezing, bronchitis, and pneumonia. The webpage Healthy Children said that this is because children have lungs that are still developing. As a parent who smokes, even going outside to smoke exposes your children to the harmful effects. Secondhand smoke also increases the risk for SIDS. The American Lung Association said there are around 430 SIDS cases a year caused by secondhand smoke. The American Lung Association also says that 150,000 and 300,000 lower respiratory tract infections are caused by secondhand smoke in children under 18. This causes 7,500 to 1,500 hospitalizations a year. Children who live in non-smoking homes but live in a building or complex where people do smoke are still affected. Smoke can travel through the ventilation systems to every room in the building. The CDC said that in 2011-2012, 2 out of every 5 kids were exposed regularly to secondhand smoke. Even smoking while you are pregnant causes harm. The healthychildren.org website said that when you expose yourself to smoke or secondhand smoke while you are pregnant, sends those same harmful toxins to your unborn baby. This can cause things like miscarriages, premature birth, a less healthy baby, and learning disorders. The article also said if a kid's parents smoke, the child itself is likely to smoke, putting them at risk for lung cancer, heart disease, and cataracts. This is absolutely sad. I have a graph that shows just how dangerous secondhand smoke is. It says about 80 million people, 1 in 4 people in the U.S. live in multi-unit housing, such as apartments. Many who live in public housing are especially affected by secondhand smoke, including children, the elderly, and people with disabilities. About 8 in 10 multi-unit housing residents choose to make their own homes smoke-free. About 20% of adults in multi-unit housing use combustible tobacco products, which are a source of secondhand smoke exposure. It just shows how many people are actually affected by this, and it is so sad. Adults can still have harmful effects after never having smoked a cigarette in their lives. Just being around a smoker who is smoking also puts them at risk. The CDC said that adults can suffer immediate effects by inhaling the smoke from another person. It will immediately affect your heart and blood vessels. Just 30 minutes of exposure to secondhand smoke can cause heart damage that is very similar to that of a regular smoker. The CDC also said that secondhand smoke caused more than 7,300 deaths from cancer in people who had never smoked. It also said there are 34,000 deaths from the heart disease in people who have never smoked. The article Secondhand Smoke: The Science on nosmoke.org said that secondhand smoke is the third leading cause of preventable death in the U.S. Secondhand smoke exposure also increases your risk for breast cancer, bladder cancer, and is especially dangerous for the elderly. For every 8 smokers that die, 1 non-smoker dies. These people are paying the price from the actions of other people around them. The CDC said that 58 million non-smokers are exposed to secondhand smoke in 1 year. In an article by the American Lung Association, it was said that secondhand smoke costs us $5.6 billion a year because of the loss loss of productivity. Everyone is affected when people smoke. The American Lung Association article also said that when people smoke in restaurants and bars, the levels of secondhand smoke was 2 to 5 times higher than it is in a home. It increases to 2 to 6 times higher when it is in an office. The Surgeon General has suggested to people that they choose places to go that are smoke-free. He also said, let owners of businesses that do allow smoking in their building to know that it is putting their family at risk. The article, The Dangers of Secondhand Smoke, on healthychildren.org said that the American Academy of Pediatrics researched the effects of the third-hand smoke. This is smoke that is left over when someone has been smoking. They found that the harmful toxins will remain here. They found that in walls, upholstery, and even in people's hair. This makes smoking in public places so dangerous for innocent people. The article Secondhand Smoke, The Science, also said that 9 published studies found that laws that make public places smoke-free have a rapid decrease in people needing to be hospitalized for heart attacks. Making the workplace and public places smoke-free is the best thing for everyone. I have another graph here that shows some groups have high exposure to secondhand smoke and its harmful effects. 3 to 11 years old, 41% are affected. 12 to 19 years, 34% are affected. 20 plus years, 21%. And then it shows the non-smoking Americans: white, 22%, black, 47%, Mexican American, 24%, below poverty level, 43%, all above preventive level, 21%, and then own, 19%, and rent, 37%. That just shows that I think the rent one is the biggest thing. 37% are renting and smoking in those homes, and it affects so many people, and it is so sad. And so now you may argue that smokers have rights too. They should be able to smoke in open places. They have the right to smoke, don't they? No one can tell them they can't smoke in their own home or their own property. They should be able to take a smoke break at work and go outside and smoke. How about at sporting events? Should they be allowed to go outside and have a smoke and come back in, even though non-smokers can't leave and come back? What about their rights? Smokers complain that they are already taxed at such a high rate they shouldn't be discriminated against anymore. Does the Bill of Rights guarantee this to smokers? I guess it comes down to whose rights are valued more, the smoker or non-smoker. I feel that it is unfair to punish people with diseases and even death for choices that others intentionally make, knowing it causes harm to everyone around them. Smoking has been around a long time. It is even progressing into things like e-cigarettes. Secondhand smoke is a serious issue that causes problems for innocent people everywhere. Children, adults, and people just being in their workplace and public places. We need to stop letting smokers hurt the rest of us.